Okay, so I have my block ready and I have my blanket on one side of the mat. So that means we're going to start lying down from our backs. And remember always that when we lay down, flexing the knees and having the feet wide as the hips is a good way to release any tension on your lower back. So I suggest you to do that now because we want to start with the arms out in T position with the palm facing up. Making the adjustment you need on your shoulder, between your shoulder blades, the back of your rib cage, picking up the lower back and releasing down towards the floor. So have your chin slightly into your chest. So the back of your neck is nice and long. You can have your eyes closed for a moment, taking the time to feeling the entire length of the spine resting on the mat. The back of the both of your rib cage also being placed on the floor. Take a few rounds of breath here. Breathing in and out through the nostrils. And slowly begin to rock your head from side to side. Return the head back to neutral position. Now flex the elbows, place the hands to the back of the head, elbows up, lift the head off the mat and draw the chin to your chest and hold it there for a couple rounds of breath so you can stretch the back of your neck. And then slowly release the head back down towards the floor. Release the arms in T position, palms facing up. And again, rock your head from side to side. Head back to neutral position. Hug yourself. Bring the thighs into the chest and stretch your lower back gently here as you breathe in and out. Then release the thighs away from your chest, hands on your knees, big toes touching and opening and closing those thighs and knees. Just gently mobilization of the hip joints. Breathing in and out. Thighs and knees together. Extend the legs up to the sky and flex the knee, drop the heels. Just some movement here on the knee joints. Slowly stretching the back line of both legs as you extend the legs up to the sky, and then you release as you bend the knees, and then extend up and then flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Some rotations in both ankles and feet. And going into the opposite direction. Flexing the knees, lower the feet down, wide as your mat, arms into position. Let's have some windshield wiper movement, rocking the head into opposite direction when the legs are going. We are warming up the body gently with some movement and breath. And slowly, let's roll over to one side. In my case, I'm going on my left side and just have your head supported by your hand. So Buddha pose with the knees bent. We're going to do some hip movement again with the feet together and clamshell, opening and closing, some movement here. Still warming up the body. Then keep the knees together. Top foot comes up and down. Just few round of breath. moving, breathing in and out, and then release, and then slowly hands towards the floor, press, walk your hands to lift the torso. Let's go to the opposite side to mobilize the hips again from Buddha pose. Let's begin with the feet together. Top knee moves in, up and down with the breath. Inhale and exhale. And lower the both knees together. Top foot moves up and down with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Release. Place both palms down, press, and let's all find our way to a seated position. Have your blanket, sit on the edge of your blanket. You can sit with Sukhasana, easy pose, which is the pose I'm sitting now. But remember, if you have any issues, if that doesn't feel right for you today, you can modify by placing the legs in front of you, maybe having some support behind your legs. From here, open the arms and down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down, hands to your thighs, and lift from the chest. And rotate the head to the right, to the chest. Inhale, left and up, to the right and the chest. Same directions, a few more rounds, so loosen up those cervical muscles. And going to the opposite direction. And slowly return back through center, moving from cat-cow. Elbows in, arching the spine, open the throat, chin to the chest, round the spine, elbows out. And just move at your own rhythm, still mobilizing now the body to warm up those muscles, tendons and ligaments, slowly moving with the breath. And coming to neutral position. Bring the hands together and let's take a moment here to bring the attention towards the breath. Let's lengthening the inhales and the exhales to slow down the breath and to slow down the mind. Breathing in and out, long and steady. Breath control, mind control. Ujjayi breathing if you feel comfortable with the practice. And inhale, extend the arms up to the sky. Let's rotate to the right, holding position. Look over to right shoulder. Rotation is happening from the waist up. Hold and breathe. And slowly inhale, return the head back to neutral. Bring both hands either side of your right leg and then drop the chest over to your right thigh, chin to your chest, forehead pointing toward your right knee. It's still a gentle twist. Keep the breath flowing. Lift the head, chest. Now walk your hands to the center, lift the chest, and then walk the hands forward. Release the forearms, the elbows, and chin goes to the chest. Now the forehead, the crown of the head is pointing towards the floor. Nice, easy breathing. It's a nice stretch of the entire length of the spine, from the cervical spine down to the sacrum. And then slowly lift the head and the chest. Walk the hands to the side. So both hands either side of your left knee. Inhale, flex the elbows and release the chest, and the front of the head is pointing towards your left knee. Hold and breathe. And slowly inhale, lift the head, chest, twisting to the left as you place your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you, lift the chest, look over to your left shoulder, hold, and again, this time, the twist is happening from the waist up. Nice inhales, full exhales. Take a nice inhale and return. And do the twist, both hands behind you, feet wider than the hips with the knees bent. And then let's do some windshield wiper movement here. Dropping the legs to one side, and let's all find our way to tabletop position. So we're going to make our way from the floor to standing, but in between, in the middle, we're going to hold in tabletop with the wrist under the shoulders and knees wide as your hips, and doing some cat-cows. Inhaling and exhaling. Mobilizing the spine again, warming up those muscles surrounding the spine, and then slowly back to tabletop position. From here, tuck the toes under, press, downward dog, lift the hips, straighten the legs, heels towards the floor. Inhale, heels up, knees down, tabletop. Keep the both toes tucked. Inhale, press, lift the hips, straighten both legs, heels down, chin to your chest. Heels up, knees down, back to table. One more. Keep the toes tucked. Inhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs, heels down, chin to your chest. Heels up, knees down, and come into extend the right leg, right arm forward, left leg go back. Take an inhale, flex your left knee, sweep the arm out in T. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, flex, right arm goes out in T. Inhale, straighten, engage the core. Flex your left knee, right arm out in T. Inhale, hold it there as you extend your left leg. Keep your right arm by your right ear. Keep your neck neutral, and you press through the left heel to engage the core, to engage your left leg. Breathing in and out. Take a nice inhale. Right hand down, left knee down, round the spine like an angry cat. Release the hips to the heels, elbows down, forehead goes down to your hands or your block if you cannot reach the floor with your forehead. A few rounds of breath here. And slowly moving to tabletop. Tuck the toes under, wrist under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Again, press, inhale, downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Heels down, chin to your chest. Heels up, knees down, back to table. Engage the core. Inhale, lift the hips, downward dog. Heels down, chin to your chest. Heels up, knees down, tabletop. One last. Inhale, straighten the legs, hips up, heels towards the floor, chin to your chest. Heels up, knees down, tabletop. Now extend the right leg back. The left arm stays by your left ear. Keep your neck neutral. Core engagement. Watch your breath. Keep your right leg super strong. Engage the glute. Press through the heel. Take a nice inhale. Left hand down, right knee down. Round the spine like an angry cat. Nice exhalation as you slowly release down to child's pose, balasana. Keep your elbows up so there's no tension in your shoulders. Nice inhales and exhales. And slowly back to tabletop, tucking the toes under. Let's press and let's all move to downward dog. From downward dog, walk those hands towards the feet. Take the blanket from your mat. Keep your block handy. And then from here, slowly rounding the spine, heavy arms, heavy head. We all find our way to Samastiti. Feet under the hips, picking up through the arches in case your knees are collapsing inward. You want to press through outside of your feet, engaging the core, tailbone down, and your hands to the heart. Back to the breath. Long and steady, deep and soft. Standing strong as your breath moving with control. And then slowly release the hands down towards the floor. From here, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive, arms to the side, down towards the floor. Relax the crown of the head towards the floor, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands under the knees. Move the chest away, halfway up to engage the core. And then fall forward back to Uttanasana. Bend the knees slightly, engage the core, arms to the side, reverse swan dive, hands together, arch the spine, and then slowly back to the hands to the heart center. Inhale again, flow the hands up to the ceiling, chin in, belly in, move the hips back and hinging from the hips, hands towards the floor, back to Uttanasana. Inhale, place the hands below your knees, move the chest away, halfway up. Exhale to fall forward. Bend the knees slightly, engage the belly, arms to the side, reverse Shavasana. Reverse swan dive, hands together, arch the spine, and bring the hands together to the heart neutral position. One more. Inhale, flow the hands up to the sky, pull the belly in, chin to your chest, and swan dive with a flat back. Lower the palms towards the floor. Inhale, hands under the knees to move the chest away. Engage those muscles of the spine and the belly, and then slowly release down. Bend the knees slightly, arms to the side, reverse swan dive. Bring the hands up to the sky, hands together, arch the spine back, and then slowly bring the hands to Anjali Mudra, close to your heart, back to your breath. Nice, easy breathing. And lower the hands down by your hips. Now, please grab your block and place your block in between your inner thigh. So the feet stay under the hips, and we're going to press the block to work with our chair pose where we go up and down with the breath. So hands to the heart, lift the chest, press the block, flex the knee, move the hips back. You have to be able to see your toes, no knees forward, move, just sinking into the hips, and press the block, hands to the heart, straighten the legs. Lower the hands down by your hips, press the block and lower into your chairs. Lift the chest, don't lean forward, don't lift the butt. And head straighten the head, and straighten the legs, hands to the heart. Flex the knee and lower as you press the block, lift the chest. Press and straighten the legs, hands to the heart. Press the block and lower into your chair, Ardha Utkatasana, lift the heart. Press and straighten the hands, hands together to the center of your heart. Flex, press, and lower into your chest, chair. And press, straighten the legs, hands together into your heart center. Press and lower, move the hips back, activate those muscles in the back. Press and straighten, hands together. 3 more. Press and lower. Inhale, press and straighten, hands into the heart. 2 more. Exhale, press the block and slowly in control, lower and sit in your chair. Press and straighten, hands into the heart. Last one. Press and lower. And press and up. And then slowly bring the hands up to the sky. Swan dive, fall forward. Relax the hands towards the floor. Nod your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Bend the knees, press the block, hands together, lift the chest, and then sink into the chair, holding position. And make sure those muscles along the spine are super stable and strong. Engage the belly, straighten the legs, press the block, lift the hands up, and then release the hands towards the hips, shoulders up, back, and down. Grab the block, and then shake the legs a little bit here. And let's come into standing with the feet wider than the hips. So from here, rotate the toes of your right foot, keep your left foot parallel to the back of the mat with the block level 1, 2, or 3. We're going to place it by the right foot. We're going to bring the arms to the side, shoulders back and down. Look over to your right shoulder, flex your right knee into 90-degree angle. Take a nice inhale, keep the right knee bent, and then lower the palm to touch the block. And then keep the right knee bent and move to the left, the spine, peaceful warrior. Keep the right knee bent all the time. Right hand to touch. And then inhale to peaceful warrior. And exhale to lower. And inhale back to peaceful. And exhale down to warrior. And up. And 5 more rounds at your own rhythm. Keep your right knee bent and keep moving the spine with the breath, but keep the core super engaged as you go down and up. Activate those muscles around the knee, your thigh, your quads, and just 2 more rounds, moving the spine and working on strengthening those hip muscles and legs. And slowly back through center. Warrior 2, look over to your right shoulder, straighten your left leg, and then lower the hand to grab the block. And back to neutral position. Rotate the right foot, left heel comes in, place the block, find the level of the block by your left foot, arms to the side, shoulders back and down, flex your left knee, find your left knee, and angle there. We're going to stay with the knee bent all the time. From here, take a nice inhale, exhale, lower the hand to the block, and inhale back to peaceful warrior. And exhale down, and inhale up. And exhale, lower the hand towards the block. Keep your left knee bent. And lifting and arching the spine to the right. And exhale to tap and lower. 5 more rounds. Keep your left knee bent. Work with the breath. Every time you exhale, you lower the hand to the block. You activate the core to come into the inhalation into peaceful warrior. 4 more. Last one. Inhale back through center, straighten your left leg, and then lower the hand to grab your block. And back through center, rotate the left foot, and then have your feet a little bit walking in. Keep your block handy. Have your feet a little bit wider than your hips. From here, hands to the heart. Inhale, flex into the squat. Open the chest, cactus. Inhale, hands together. Or you can lower the hands down by your hips if you prefer. And then hands into the heart as you straighten the legs. Exhale, flex and lower. Keep the hips back. Inhale, hands to the heart. Exhale, flex and lower. It's like a chair pose with wider stand. So keep moving the hips back and keep the chest lifted. And lower and up. 5 more rounds. Exhale to lower. Inhale into the heart. Exhale, flexing down. Inhale, straighten and lift. Core remains super strong. One more, or 2 more actually. And then slowly up, hands to the heart. Take a moment, breathing in and out. Slow down the breath, breath control. And then lower the hands down by your hips. Now, rotate the feet out and just walk the feet wider than where you had. We're going to work in goddess pose again, flexing and extend. As you can see, a lot of work for the legs and the hips today. Hands to the heart, and then cactus arms into goddess. Inhale, straighten hands together, flex and down, and into the heart. Flex cactus, bend, and up. Exhale, flex and lower, and up. 5 more rounds at your own rhythm. Couple more rounds. And here, hold. Hands to the heart. Breathing, lifting from the chest. Hold, hold, hold. Goes a little bit deeper if you can. And then slowly straighten both legs and reaching with the hands overhead. Relax the arms down by your hips, shoulders up, back, and down. Rotate the heels, so now the feet are parallel. Bring the arms out and up. And then swan dive, lower the hands towards the floor, holding from the opposite elbows, crown of the head pointing towards the floor. Relax your legs, relax your spine. Breathing in and out. And then lower the hands towards the floor. Walk the hands to your left foot and then just walk the feet a little bit wider. Sink the hip and then lower the hip down as you extend the right leg and have the toes of your right foot pointing up. Let's stretch now the legs after all that work. Breathing in and out. And then slowly palms forward, move the hips forward, the chest, lift the hips, walk the hands now towards the right hand, the right foot, bend the knee, and then pick up the left heel. The toes of your left foot, and we're stretching now the inner part of your left leg and hip. Walk the hands to the center and lift the hips, and then let's come back again with the feet wider than the hips, crown of the head pointing towards the floor. Bend the knees, hands to your hips, engage the belly, engage the back muscles, lift the head, lift the chest, the torso, straighten the legs, and back to standing position. Flex your right knee and right foot under the right hip, left foot under the left hip. Hands together. Take a moment here to come back to the breath. And lower the hands down by your hips. Let's work with balance at the same time. We're going to stretch and release the quads. So let's come into King Dancer pose with modification. So the weight is in your right foot, and we're going to bring the left foot back with a knee bend, and then engage the core, engage your right leg, and pick up the left foot as you grab the left foot with your left hand from the ankle, from the top of the foot, and make sure your left knee comes closer to your right knee. You can bring the right arm by your right ear. And as you get your left heel closer to your left buttocks, you get a deeper stretch on your left quad. Nice, easy breathing here. Back to your long inhales and exhales. And lower left foot down. Give a shake to both hands, both legs, especially your left foot, your left leg. And then place the weight in your left foot. Right foot back with a knee bend. And when you're ready, engage and pick up the right foot to hold from the ankle, the top of the foot, guiding that right knee closer to your left knee. And then when you're ready, bring the left arm by your left ear. Keep the breath flowing. Hold steady. Concentrating in a deep inhales and exhales as you bring in the right heel closer to your right glute. Feel the stretch in the quad of your right leg. Keep focusing on your balance, your strength, and your breath. Then lower the right foot down and give a shake, shake, shake to both legs. Now let's all come to the back of the mat. Keep your block handy. Keep your blanket also by your mat. From the back of the mat with the feet under the hips, Samastiti, arms to the side, overhead. reaching through the fingertips. Create space in between each vertebrae. Exhale, move the hips back and fall forward as you lower the hands towards the floor. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. And then walk your hands to downward dog with the wrist wide as your shoulders and your feet wide as your hips. Draw the chin to your chest, heels towards the floor to stretch the back line of both legs and the spine as you keep lifting through the hips. When you press through the palms, creating space there, take a nice inhale. And then exhale, knees down towards the floor. Now let's come into a modified plank position. You can move the elbows so the elbows are under the shoulders and the forearms and the hands, the forearms are down and the hands together. So instead of having the knees under your hips, we want to move the knees back. And then we move the pelvis so the pelvis and the hips are in line with your shoulders. Toes tucked, that is your supported plank position to engage the core. So we're going to work with supported knees, supported plank. So inhale, soften the belly. Exhale, contract with exhalation. Inhale, release. Exhale, contract the belly. Inhale, soften. Exhale, contract. Inhale, soften and contract. Inhale, soften, contract, soften, contract. Two more. Soften, contract. Last one. Soften, contract, and then lower the thighs, the pelvis, the hips towards the floor. Place the palms so your forearms are down and you keep your elbows under your shoulders. This is a Sphinx pose. I'm going to lift the chest, holding position. Breathing in and out. Inhale. Exhale, relax the chest a little bit, like a 1 inch down. Inhale, lift, activate those muscles. Exhale, lower a little bit. Inhale, lift higher. And exhale, down. Inhale, lift and release. Inhale, up and release. 3 more. Inhale, up and down. Up, down. 1 more. Up and all the way down. The chest goes down, the elbows go out to the side. Make a pillow with your hands. Place the side of the face to your hands and take a break here. Reverse Shavasana. Relaxing your lower back, your hips, your legs. And lift the head, turn it over to the opposite side. Keep breathing. Now forehead towards the floor, hands under the shoulders. Press to lift the chest, the pelvis, the hips, and then move the hips to the heels to child's pose to counterbalance, to relax the spine. After that Sphinx pose. Now lift the head, lift the chest, drop the hips to one side, and the legs are coming to the front. So have now your blanket. So when we go down, we can protect our necks and head. Have your block now in between your inner thighs. Lift the chest, hands to your knees to flatten the spine, and then bring arms forward, palms facing to each other. Press the block, lean back and feet off the floor. Inhale, exhale, press the block. Inhale, release. Exhale, press the block. Inhale, relax, press. Inhale, soften. Exhale, press. Inhale, release and press. Inhale, release, press. 1 more. Inhale, press, feet down, hands by your hips. Move the hips closer to your heels, and then bending the elbows, slowly roll the spine down towards the floor. Keep the block in between your inner thighs. We're strengthening the inner thighs and the hip muscles by doing this, pressing the block. Slide the heels so the heels are now under your knees. Chin into the chest, and we're going to keep using this block to go up and down into our bridge. So we press to inhale and lift the bridge. We press, we exhale, lower the bridge down. Inhale, press slowly up. Exhale, press and down. Inhale, press and lift. Exhale, press and lower. 5 more rounds at your own rhythm, pressing every time we go up and down with the breath. And last one for me, lowering the spine all the way down, taking the block from in between the thighs, hugging yourself and stretch your lower back. You can rock from side to side if you want to give yourself a massage there in your lumbar spine. That feels good. And then slowly release the feet down. Right heels under the right knee. Place your left foot on top of your right thigh. Let's stretch ilios, IT band. Holding from the hamstring or the shin. Keep the hips even. Close your eyes and back to the deep breath. Now lower your right foot down and extend the left leg up to the sky, holding from the hamstring or the back of your calf muscle. Let's have some stretch there, the entire length of the leg. Now open your left leg out. Use your arm for support, releasing the inner thigh, the back line of the legs, the groins. Slowly inhale, return the leg back through center, flex your left knee, left foot down, place the right foot on top of your left thigh, figure 4, holding from the hamstring or the shin of your left leg. Chin slightly tucked in, and just breathe through the outside of your right hip, releasing glute tension there. Lower your left foot down, extend the right leg up to the sky again, holding from the hamstring or the back of your calf muscle. Breathing in and out. Now open the right leg out. Use your arms and your elbows to support your leg. Slowly return the leg back through center. Now hug yourself with both thighs into the chest. Stretch your lower back. Extend the legs up to the sky, holding from the hamstring or the back of your ankles, or maybe holding from your big toes if you can. And then open the legs out in a V. Flex both knees, happy baby. Grabbing from the outside of your feet or your ankles or the outside of the lower part of your leg, just coming to this happy baby. And from the happy baby, bring the sole of the feet together and then lower the feet down towards the floor. Keep the knees open, Supta Baddha Konasana, recline butterfly pose. Arms to the side in T position, and just relax your glutes, your inner thighs, your pelvic floor, your pelvis, and rock your head slowly from side to side. Bring the head back through center and bring the thighs and the knees together. Now keep the knees together, walk the feet wide as your mat. This is iliopsoas release. Thighs and knees in, feet wide as your mat. Relax your belly, flex the elbows, and bring the hands to your abdominal muscles as you deepen the breath down the belly. Bring the arms out in T, separate the knees, and do some windshield wiper movement, rocking the head in opposite direction. Just move slowly from side to side. Then drop both knees to the left and the head to the right. Hold and do your best to relax the outside of your right hip and the glutes on the right side. Back to windshield wiper movement, few rounds. Drop the legs to the right, head to the left, hold and breathe. Back through center, and then bring both thighs into the chest and hug yourself to stretch your lower back again. Chin into the chest, lift the head of the mat, forehead to your knees. Exhale, release the head down. Now lower the feet down, extend the right leg to the right corner of the mat, and cross your left leg over to your right ankle. Arms overhead with the elbows flexed. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, move the spine into this lateral stretch as you stretch all those muscles on the left side of your torso. Make sure your left elbow falls down towards the floor so your left shoulder is open. And just breathe. And the spine comes back through center, and do the crossing of the legs, and then grab your right wrist with your left hand. Take a nice inhale and exhale. Spine moves to the left as you stretch the right side of the torso now. And slowly the spine comes back to neutral position, and do the crossing of the legs. So right leg goes to the right corner. Arms both overhead to reach through the fingertips, pointed toes. Engage the glutes, lifting the chest, reaching, arching the spine. Take a nice inhale. And exhale, release the spine down, relax the glutes, relax the toes, the legs, and bring the arms somewhere in between your shoulders and your hips, making any adjustment you need in between your shoulder blades, the back of both hips, the back of your spine. Take a nice inhale, side out. And again, one more time. And close your lips softly. Relax any tension, entire length of the spine. Welcome now to your final pose. This is your resting pose. This is your Shavasana. Time to come into a deep relaxation mode as I guide you through some releasing state. So you're coming back to your regular breathing. Bring the attention to the toes, sole of the feet, the ball, the arches, the heels, and the top of the feet. And you do best to relax those feet, especially if you're spending a lot of time standing up. Give them a break. Softening the ankles, the shins, the calf muscles. Relaxing the knees, the front and the back. Softening the thighs, hamstrings, glutes, pelvis, pelvic floor. And from the top of your hips, releasing the upper part of your legs, the knees, lower part of your legs, and all the way releasing towards the feet. Your legs are feeling heavy and light at the same time. Going to the lower back, middle back, upper back. All those muscles that keep the spine supported. Let's try to soften them and releasing. Relax the intercostal muscles. Softening the shoulder blades. Allow the spine and the posterior part to be relaxed and open. Now the attention goes to the abdomen, to the muscles in between the rib cage and the front. Relaxing the chest, collarbones, and from the collarbones, softening the entire torso, front and back. Allowing the internal organs to release. Your hips and pelvis are open, your legs are light, and your feet are softened. From the shoulder, collarbones, front and back of the body down to the sole of the feet. Allow your body to sink down towards the floor. Relaxing the chest, shoulders, front and back, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrist, your hands, your palms, and all your fingers. From the top of the shoulders, front and back, down to the sole of the feet. Your body is sinking inch by inch, gently towards the mat. Now soften your throat and the muscles of the back of your neck. Relax your jaw, your chin, releasing the tongue down to the base of the mouth as you soften the teeth and the inner wall of your mouth. Relax your lips and your upper lip. Release your nose, cheekbones, temples, and both ears. Allow your eyeballs to rest down to your eye sockets as you soften your eyelids and your eyebrows, releasing your forehead and relaxing the crown of the head. From the crown of the head down to the sole of the feet, the entire body is sinking down inch by inch. Enjoy the opening, the releasing, and the relaxing. Very slowly, please begin to deepen the breath. Slowly bring movement back to the body as you rock your head from side to side. With the next inhalation, bring the arms overhead as you point the toes, create a space in between each vertebrae. Nice inhalation. And as you exhale, flex both knees, hug yourself, and roll over to your right side in fetal position. Without rushing, take your time there. The head comes last. Very slowly, please make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Modify if you need to. Making sure your spine is upright. There's no tension in your shoulders, muscles of your face, and your jaw. And let's bring left palm to your chest and right palm goes to your abdominal area. And we're going to keep the left hand in the chest just with a simple idea of the purpose of making sure the chest is not moving as we breathe. We want to direct the movement down to the belly to inhale and exhale. So every time you feel like you're moving more into the chest, you concentrate on just moving more into down below your navel. So belly breathing, consciously lengthening the breath, perhaps using ujjayi breathing, and you slow down the breath. You keep so much control in the breath to avoid any movement in the mind. And lower both hands down to your thighs. Returning back to your regular breathing pattern. Keep watching your breath, please. And drawing the hands closer to your heart center, palms together in Anjali Mudra. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And we are all asking for peace, peace, and more perfect peace. Peace for our hearts and our minds. The peace we all need as we interact with our other individuals, beings in our daily lives. And asking for peace, peace, and more perfect peace out in the world. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I thank you all very much for being here today, practicing yoga. Namaskaram. Thank you.